There is a type of exhaustion that does not show up on any medical test. It is not the exhaustion of a bad night of sleep. It is not the exhaustion of one particularly hard day at work. It is the exhaustion of waking up every single day knowing exactly what is going to happen and not wanting it to happen. If the sound of your alarm has become the heaviest moment of your day, if you hit the snooze button not because you need 5 more minutes of sleep, but because you need 5 more minutes before you have to be who you are expected to be, this message is for you, because you are not alone. And this feeling has a name. And more importantly, it has another side. I want to tell you the story of a woman named Claire. Claire was 34 years old, had a stable job, paid her own rent, and had a life that from the outside looked completely functional. Everyone around her saw someone who had things under control, organized, responsible, reliable. But every morning, when the alarm went off at 6:15, Claire would lie still for a few minutes with her eyes open, staring at the ceiling, not because she was drowsy, because she was exhausted in a way that sleep could not fix. She worked in the administrative department of a mid-sized company. The job was not terrible, but it was nothing either. It was just a place she went every day to trade time for money. Claire told me there was a specific moment she lived through every single morning. After the shower, before leaving the house, she would stand in front of the mirror for a few seconds and think, this again, every day. How much longer? She never said that out loud to anyone, because on the surface everything was fine. And saying you are tired of a life that works feels like a luxury you have no right to claim. But exhaustion does not ask for permission, and it does not disappear just because you refuse to talk about it. What Claire was living had a name she took time to accept. It was not clinical depression. It was not ingratitude. It was the empty space between the life she was living and the life she felt. She was supposed to be living, a space no paycheck could fill, that no promotion could cover, that no to-do list could cross out, and that space hurt quietly every single day. One Sunday afternoon, for no particular reason, Claire walked into a church she had never been inside before. Not because she was looking for religion, but because she was walking past, and the door was open and she was too tired to keep going. She walked in, sat in the back, and stayed quiet. The pastor that day was talking about purpose, not in an abstract way. He was talking about the space that exists between what we do and what we were created to do. Claire did not cry in that moment. She just became very still, like someone who hears, for the first time, the name of something they had been carrying for years without being able to name it. In the months that followed, Claire did not quit her job overnight. There was no dramatic turnaround from one day to the next, but she started asking a different question every morning. No longer how much longer, but what can I do today that actually means something to me? Small, almost insignificant, but completely different. She started writing small pieces for no one to read. She discovered a talent she had ignored for years. She began offering that talent to people around her. 18 months later, Claire still wakes up at 6:15. The alarm still goes off. But she told me that now, when it does, she feels something different. Not excitement, not forced enthusiasm, but a sense that the day has something of her inside it, that she is not just running a script someone else wrote. "I do not think God was punishing me with that empty life," she said. "I think he was disturbing me on purpose, because the discomfort was the only signal I could feel that told me I was born for more than that. Maybe the exhaustion you feel every morning is not a problem to be solved. Maybe it is a compass pointing towards something you have not yet stopped to look at. The discomfort of a life that is too small for who you are may be exactly what God uses to move you in the right direction. Do not ignore that signal. Do not numb it with distraction. Ask what it is trying to tell you. If you also know the weight of that pause before walking out the door, write in the comments, "I was created for more, and I am going to find it." Not because everything is already clear, but because saying it out loud is the first step toward believing it. You are not alone in this, and the life that feels too small right now is not the final version of your story. Thank you for being here. Until the next message.